Now we're going to talk about what is the Domestic Violence Restraining Order, otherwise known as the DVTRO. Come with me and I'll give you an explanation. Domestic violence is a large issue in many cases in the state of California in the family law courts. Domestic violence can be verbal and or physical, and it's an important aspect with respect to safety of children and just how people are treated here in California. In order to get a domestic violence restraining order, you generally file what's called the request for a temporary request for domestic violence restraining order, a TRO, temporary restraining order, with the judge, and you probably want to do it on an ex parte basis, meaning the only notice you give to the other side is a 24-hour notice, and in some cases you don't even have to give that if it's going to be an extreme hardship. Once you apply for the domestic violence restraining order, if you state facts that are sufficient to show the judge that there has been domestic violence and there is going to be probably domestic violence in the future unless the judge issues this restraining order, the judge is likely to give you a restraining order on a temporary basis. You're going to come back in a very short period of time and you're going to have what's called a full hearing on the domestic violence restraining order. During the interim period, you're going to serve the alleged perpetrator with the documents so that he or she can come to court with an attorney to defend against the restraining order request. At most restraining order hearings, you are able to present live testimony, your witness's testimony, and the other side will present witness testimony as well. Sometimes courts go forward on these domestic violence hearing orders without testimony just based upon the paperwork that was filed. Depending on what side you're on, you may want to have live testimony, or you may want the judge to decide just based upon the declarations that have been filed. Once the case is over, the judge will make a decision on if someone should get a restraining order, and if they are, how long is it going to last. And the prevailing party in a domestic violence restraining order hearing could be entitled to attorney's fees. So the winner in the case could end up getting an order for their attorney's fees to be paid. Domestic violence is a big topic in most cases here in California regarding family law matters. It's something that you should talk to your attorney about. There was a story I wanted to tell. Several years ago, I did a domestic violence restraining order hearing. And in that hearing, I represented the father who was accused of domestic violence. Before we had the hearing, he told me the story of what happened, and he told me that he didn't commit any domestic violence. In fact, it was the other way. The wife allegedly had committed domestic violence against him. He said there were a couple witnesses to this domestic violence event, and I tried to get in touch with these witnesses prior to the hearing, and I couldn't get in touch with them. I had left messages, sent I think an email. Well, at the hearing, I showed up just with my client, and it looked like it was just going to be the mother's or the wife's word against the husband's word, and the judge was going to have to determine who was credible. After the mother testified, I put my client on the stand, and during his testimony, one of the witnesses walked into the courtroom. I finished with my client's testimony, and then I put the witness on the stand. The witness testified, and based upon the witness's testimony, the judge ruled in our favor. Always try to get your witnesses to court. I asked the witness afterwards why they never called me back, why they didn't respond to the emails, and the witness said that he didn't want to get involved in this dispute, but he started feeling guilty about it and decided to show up to court anyway. It was lucky that he did show up to court because he definitely helped us in our case. The next email you're going to receive is going to be about child custody, child visitation, and child support. If you have any questions, visit us on our website. The address is listed below, or give us a call at 888-888-6582.
For your free consultation, call the law offices of Vincent W. Davis and Associates today. 1-888-888-6582. That's 1-888-888-6582. Thank you for watching.